Hey guys, what's up? It's Nikki, and you are listening to Evolution by Nikki, the podcast. This is episode 9, Groomed. So before I start, I just want to apologize for this episode being late. Yesterday was my actual first day back to work, and the morning kind of just got away from me, and by the end of the night, like 5:30, I was ready for bed, and I just did not have it in me to record. So I'm sorry to have made you wait. But I'd like to begin. In episode 8, I dropped a huge bomb on you guys about my past drug use. And based on listener feedback, nobody saw that coming, much like what I'm about to tell you. So let me get into it. As you know, I started dating my ex when I was 15 and he was 19. Now, dare I ask what he saw in a 15-year-old Catholic schoolgirl with braces and freckles? Anyway, no one thought a thing about it. Or at least if they did, no one said anything to me about it. Fast forward to 2006. I graduate high school and move in with him and his mother. I was about 17 at the time. And this is when the trajectory of my life was suddenly altered forever. My heart is beating out of my chest as I type and say these words. I'm beyond afraid of people's reactions about what I'm about to say. I'm afraid of judgment, but at the same time, I am dedicated to being fully transparent with you, and I have to keep it 100. And this is my deepest, darkest secret, the one that I have been afraid for years would ever come out publicly. For 15 years, it has eaten at my soul a little more each day. When I moved in with him, as soon as I moved in with him, he told me that he couldn't get a real New Jersey license because he was here illegally. My fucking heart sank to my stomach. He told me the only way he could become a citizen was if a family member who was already a citizen sponsored him, or if he got married to a U.S. citizen. I'm pretty sure you can tell where this is going. He had been grooming me for years, all of it. He worked up to this moment for 3 years. He waited until I was the most vulnerable and when I needed him the most, when I was depending on him for a place to live. He manipulated me and coerced me into marrying him when I was barely 18. His family paid me and him $5,000 to go to Vegas and get married. As crazy as this sounds, I could not tell you the day or year that we got married. I don't even know the month. I don't know. I have no clue. There is one way I can find out, and that is by looking at my divorce papers, but I have not opened that envelope since my lawyer mailed it to me when it was finalized. I looked at it one time and I put it away, and I have never taken it out since. I kept this secret to myself until 2009. So this podcast is the first time that anyone other than my husband, Justin, or immediate best girlfriends have heard this. But still, it gets worse. In October of 2008, I caught him cheating on me with not one, but 2 underage girls from Newark. He had gone out on my birthday, September 10th, while I stayed home sick in bed. He never answered his phone the entire night, and he never told me who he was with when he came home. In October, I found messages on a BlackBerry that we used as a spare phone in case one of ours broke. I put my SIM card in, and up popped tons of messages from 2 numbers that I didn't have as saved contacts. So naturally, being a curious female, I read them. I was fucking horrified. Again, my heart sank to the bottom of my stomach, and at the same time shattered into a million pieces. What did I do to deserve this? I have literally done everything in the world for this kid. I married him, went to countless immigration hearings, lied to everyone I love, and he fucking cheated on me. I was in disbelief. I left the house immediately and went to my friend's house and told her what happened. She convinced me to call both girls and get their side of the story. So we called. Turns out, the night of my birthday, he went out with a real loser friend that we have, or had, to some Spanish club in Newark and met 2 different girls. Neither of the girls knew about each other. And you want to know the best part? When I told the one girl the other girl's name, she says, "No fucking way. Kat is my best friend." So that unleashed the whole shitstorm between these 2 best friends that were dating this guy who was actually really married, who lied and said he had just gotten out of a long-term relationship and was single. That's what he told them, both, separately that night in Newark, and neither one of them knew that he had spit game to both of them until I called. Needless to say, I stayed with him. I had nowhere to go. I was trapped. Shortly after, I tested positive for an STD. I came home crying and screaming, and he said, "Yeah, right. You're the whore. You were probably sleeping around on me." He actually flipped the entire thing on me successfully because I still stayed. Until November 2008, when I met my soon-to-be current husband. But that's a story for episode 10. Thank you guys so much for listening. You guys know that I appreciate it more than anything. And as always, if you have any comments, feedback, if you relate, if you'd like to talk more about it, please feel free to reach out on social media or email or whatever, and I would be happy to talk to anyone. I will see you guys next time in episode 10. Much love.